Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff reveals Love Island obsession and wants to invite cast to US Open to watch her. Coco Gauff says her life has been consumed this summer by the recent romantic shenanigans on Love Island USA, and she would love to invite some of the cast members to Flushing Meadows to watch her US Open matches, but she has not plucked up the courage to send out requests. The American tennis superstar, the highest-paid female athlete in the world, is a big fan of trashy reality television. The 7th season of the American version of the TV show premiered on Peacock on June 3rd and concluded with episode 36 on July 13th. Up to 30 contestants tried to find love while staying in a villa on the Pacific island of Fiji. Dominican-American cardiac nurse Amaya Espinal, 25, from New York City, and Boston-based financial accountant Brian Arenales, 28, were crowned the winners of the show last month. A special reunion episode will be aired on August 25th, and Gauff, 21, can watch it live given she is not playing Australian Ajla Tomljanovic in the first round until Tuesday. The 2023 US Open champion said, "Love Island is really the only reality show I have gotten into. I tried Temptation Island, but I was like, this is just dumb. Who goes on the show with your boyfriend? That was just stupid. Love Island took up my whole summer. Quite literally. I'm trying to work up the courage to invite one or two of the cast members to a match. But I don't know. I don't have the courage." 2 years ago, Gauff overcame Aryna Sabalenka 2-6-6 to 3-6-2 in the final, but last year's title defense lasted until the last 16 when she was beaten in 3 sets by fellow countrywoman Emma Navarro. It is hard to predict who will come away with the trophy this fortnight, as the final slam of the year always throws up some interesting results. For example, there have been 10 different winners over the last 11 years. Japan ace Naomi Osaka was champion in 2018 and 2020. Whoever is the winner come Saturday, September 6th, will receive a record $5 million in prize money. This is Gauff's first tournament since firing coach Matthew Daly and appointing Gavin McMillan, who was renowned for helping Belarusian powerhouse Sabalenka improve her serve. Gauff said, "It was a very sudden decision. Gavin became available. I just felt this was the best decision for my game at least, and I had to go with what I was feeling. I think Matt is a great coach and a great person, and 100% I love working with him. We obviously had a very successful partnership, but I'm just looking at the long term. I know Gavin has had experience with this before, so I'm hoping I can just take on his knowledge and see what can happen. I won the French Open, made 2 finals back-to-back, quarters of Australia. When Coco Gauff steps onto the hard courts of Flushing Meadows, she carries more than just a racket and the weight of a nation's hopes. She's also carrying a playlist full of UK slang, an intimate knowledge of muggy behavior, and enough recaps of Love Island to rival any ITV2 diehard. Yes, you heard that right. America's tennis darling, Grand Slam champion, and cultural phenomenon is completely obsessed with Love Island. And this year, she's not just bringing her signature forehand and fierce focus to the US Open. She's bringing the drama of Casa Amor with her. I don't miss an episode. I don't miss an episode, Coco admitted with a grin during a pre-tournament press conference. Dressed in a casual Nike hoodie with braids pulled back into a loose bun, she looked every bit the 21-year-old she is, young, vibrant, and surprisingly relatable for someone with a world-class backhand. "It started during the 2023 season," she explained. "I was recovering between tournaments, just looking for something light to watch, and someone told me to try Love Island UK. I figured, why not? One episode turned into a season, and now it's like, I'm in too deep. I know all the lingo. I'm grafting on my days off." The room burst into laughter, but Coco's expression remained sincere. "I've cried over recouplings. I've shouted at the screen when someone moved mad. It's drama, but it's comfort. And honestly, tennis can be so intense that it's kind of nice to get invested in someone else's chaos for a while." I'd 100% invite them to the Open. When asked if she had any plans to meet the cast, Gauff didn't hesitate. "I'd 100% invite them to the US Open. Like, imagine Jess and Sammy courtside in Arthur Ashe, or Tariq trying to figure out a tiebreaker. I feel like Ella would actually be super into the strategy." The idea didn't stay hypothetical for long. That afternoon, Coco posted a TikTok, set to a sped-up version of the Love Island theme, showing her practicing serves intercut with her mimicking famous Islander quotes. In the caption, At Love Island Cast, if you're in NYC for the Open, come through. I got tickets. Let's make it a vibe. Nail polish tennis racket and ball #US Open grafted onto the court #Islanders in the stands. Within hours, her DMs were lighting up. First came Maddie with a fire, let's go. Then Whitney, who replied with a voice note, babes, you know I live for the drama. And this is the moment. Invite received. Tariq left a simple comment on the post. Ain't no way Coco Gauff watches Love Island. My life is complete. The invite becomes real. By the time the US Open kicked off, it was official. Coco Gauff had extended personal invitations to several Islanders from the most recent UK season, and at least 4 were planning to attend. In a bizarre and wonderful twist of sports meets reality TV, the tournament's marketing team leaned into it. The USTA social team put out a teaser. One's got a killer serve. The others just got back from Casa Mall. Tune in to see who gets pied off and who gets front row seats. Fashion brands quickly took notice. Ella showed up wearing a custom Serena X Nike tennis dress to one of Coco's early matches. Whitney and Jess did TikTok GRWM videos in the stadium bathroom. Tariq filmed a court report using a plastic tennis racket as a MIC. It was chaos. It was hilarious. It was perfect. And Coco, she was thriving. It keeps me grounded. During a third-round post-match interview, after dismantling her opponent in straight sets, Gauff laughed when a journalist asked about the Islanders' reaction. They were screaming louder than my own team, she said. It was kind of distracting, in a good way. At one point, I looked up and saw Jess doing a slow-mo fake walkout like she was entering the villa again. I almost double-faulted. But honestly, it's nice. Tennis is such a solitary sport. Even when you're surrounded by a team, you're the only one out there. Having that little injection of humor and fun, it keeps me grounded. And I love seeing people from different worlds connect. Like, Whitney had never watched a full tennis match before today. Now she's analyzing my serve placement. Crossover chaos, Love Island X Tennis. The US Open's promotional team jumped at the opportunity to fuse the two fan bases. A Love Island X US Open content day was quickly arranged. In one now viral clip, Coco quizzes the Islanders on tennis terms. What's a bagel? Jess, like the breakfast one. Whitney, is it when you don't win a game? Babe, that's cold. What's a let? Tariq, that's when you're letting your opponent win. Ella, no, that's what I said to Mitch after Casa Mall. And then Coco, in her best narrator voice, reenacted a Love Island intro. She's 21, from Delray Beach, Florida. She's single, she's fast, and she's got a killer backhand. Will anyone turn their head for Coco? The internet exploded. She's for the people. Fans online dubbed Coco the most relatable athlete ever. Tweets like Coco Gauff is carrying tennis and British reality TV on her back trended for days. Even Love Island host Maya Jama chimed in, joking that Coco should be a guest commentator next season. Sports journalists noted the cultural moment as one that blurred the lines between sport and entertainment in a fresh, Gen Z way. Coco wasn't just a tennis star. She was a full-fledged pop culture force. Coco Gauff is Gen Z's Serena with an Olivia Rodrigo twist, wrote one op-ed in The Atlantic. Her ability to connect across niches, from tennis nerds to reality TV stans, is exactly what the sport needs. The final serve. Coco made it all the way to the US Open final, a grueling run filled with comebacks, crushing winners, and at least 3 Islanders dancing in the stands for every match point. In the final, she faced a familiar rival and, in front of a packed stadium, including Billie Jean King, Beyoncé, and yes, the entire Love Island Villa crew, Coco clinched the title with a thunderous ace. Afterward, as confetti rained down and cameras flashed, Coco Gauff climbed into the stands. Past her team. Past her coaches. Right to her new crew, where she gave Whitney the biggest hug and screamed, "We're outside E." Epilogue. Wimbledon with a twist. A week after her win, rumors swirled that Coco was in talks with Love Island USA producers about a guest appearance. While nothing is confirmed, she teased on Instagram. If Wimbledon had Casa Mall, ice tennis racket and ball. Tennis purists may roll their eyes, but for everyone else, Coco's crossover magic is undeniable. She's smashing barriers, serving heat, and reminding us all that sports, like love, are better when shared.